Welcome to the channel. My name is Thomas, and welcome back to Motivation Monday, the space where we tackle what really matters when you're trying to move your life and your career forward. Now, let me ask you something real. Have you ever looked around at your career and thought, is this it? Am I really just coasting from one Monday to the next? Maybe you're feeling uninspired, or maybe your motivation's been on vacation for a while and forgot to come back. Or maybe you've had a big life change, a layoff, a restructure, a new family dynamic, and now you're stuck at a crossroads, wondering, what now? Well, if that's you, I'm glad you're here because today we're talking about how to reignite your career drive, not just with hype and motivational quotes, but with real, practical ways to go from stuck to unstoppable. The stuck feeling is a signal. Let's normalize something up front. Feeling stuck doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means something inside you is craving growth, change, or alignment. A lot of people confuse burnout with laziness or boredom, but often it's just misalignment. You're doing the right things for a version of you that doesn't exist anymore. Think about that. You might have made choices that made perfect sense 10 years ago, a stable role, a specific industry, or a fast track to promotion. But if your passions, your purpose, or even your life context has changed, of course you're going to feel off. You've outgrown that container. So instead of beating yourself up, take that stuck feeling as a signal, a call to action, a nudge to evolve. And remember, you're allowed to want something different, even if everything looks fine on paper. Reconnect with your why. Now, one of the fastest ways to break that stuck feeling is to reconnect with your why. Why did you pursue this career in the first place? Why did you say yes to that job, that promotion, that project? Sometimes we lose sight of that because the day-to-day just takes over. Deadlines, meetings, office politics, client demands, they create noise. And that noise drowns out the signal. But if you can pause, step back and ask, when was the last time I felt proud of what I was doing? What kind of work made me feel alive? Even one moment of clarity can act like a spark. Maybe you loved solving problems or being creative or mentoring others, or building something from scratch. Even if you drifted away from it, it's still in you. And if your why has evolved, embrace that. That's not failure, that's wisdom. It just means it's time to align the next chapter of your career with who you become. Audit your energy, not just your calendar. Here's a tool that I've used myself and recommend to anyone feeling career fatigue. Do an energy audit. For one full week, maybe even two, track what tasks or activities give you energy and which ones drain it. Not just what you're good at, but how those tasks make you feel. Let me give you an example. I once had an employee that was amazing at data analysis. People came to her constantly because she was reliable and precise. But guess what? It completely depleted her. She didn't hate it, she just didn't feel energized by it. But when she led brainstorming sessions or coached others, she lit up. So what gives you that spark? Start noting, which parts of your day do you look forward to? Which leave you fulfilled? And which feel like a total slog, even if you're good at them? Over time, patterns will emerge, and those patterns can point you toward the kind of work you should be moving toward and not just tolerating. Small steps create big shifts. Now, I get it. You're stuck is one thing. Doing something about it, well, that's where people freeze. But you don't need to leap into the unknown. You just need to start moving, even in small ways. That's where micro missions come in. Here's how it works. Each week, give yourself one intentional action that nudges you closer to clarity or momentum. It could be as small as, reaching out to someone in a role you admire and asking for a virtual coffee, watching a webinar on a skill you've been curious about, reading an article on an industry you're intrigued by, or simply updating one section of your resume to reflect who you are now, not who you were 5 years ago. These aren't random tasks. They're signals to your brain. Hey, we're moving forward. Because the truth is, clarity comes through motion, not before it. You don't need to figure out your next chapter in a vacuum. You figure it out while walking toward it. The company you keep matters. Let's talk about your circle. When you're feeling stuck or uninspired, your surroundings, both physical and social, have a massive impact. You might be trying to grow, but everyone around you is still playing small. That creates friction. So here's a question. Who are you spending the most time with? Do they challenge you, energize you, encourage you, or do they drain you and reinforce your fears? If you want to grow, start curating your environment. Follow creators and leaders who talk about the things you want to learn. Join a community of like minded people, whether it's career changers, creatives, founders, or late bloomers. Unfollow the voices that keep you stuck in fear or comparison. So here's the powerful truth. You become what you're exposed to. So expose yourself to ambition, optimism, curiosity, and action. And if you can't find that kind of circle yet, build one. You'd be surprised how many others are also craving deeper conversation, more purpose, and forward motion. Let's end on something powerful, vision. Close your eyes, unless you're driving, of course, and picture yourself 6 months from now. Not in some fantasy life, but in a version of reality where you've made a few bold decisions, where you've stopped ignoring the voice in your head and actually listened to it. What are you doing? Where are you working? Who are you surrounded by? How do you feel when you start your day? You don't need to map out every detail, just feel it. Because here's the thing. Your future isn't waiting for some magical opportunity to show up. It's waiting for you to start showing up differently, more intentionally, more aligned. You already have experience. You've already overcome hard things. You're not starting over. You're building on everything you've already done. So give yourself permission to go after that in the next version of you. The one who wakes up with purpose. The one who remembers what it feels like to want Monday to come. So here's your challenge for this Motivation Monday. Take one small intentional step. Reach out to someone, write down your why, and update a sentence on your resume. Do one thing that breaks the autopilot loop. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep showing the world that your best work is still ahead of you. If this episode helped you, please hit that like button and share it with a friend, and subscribe more for weekly insights on how to grow, evolve, and show up as your best self. We'll see you in the next one.